Hello there, my functional friends. Today I'm going to explain Bitcoin and the foundation technology that is used to implement Bitcoin, which is the blockchain. The application of blockchain goes farther than that of the transfer of money. It has other uses, as you will see after I explain this. Okay, so I'm going to explain as best as I can blockchain and in the context of money. In layman's term, this is not the technically correct explanation, but this will give you an analogy and make you understand how the blockchain works. So let us begin. I will have 5 files here. I will show you B0, B1, B2, B3, B4. Okay, I have 6 files, and they are named in that way: B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. In that pattern. So the next will be B6, B7, B8, and so on. Okay, the very first is B0. That is the very first, followed by B1, followed by B2, B3, B4, and B5. This is a text file. Okay. In the real world, when I have $10 in my pocket, and I will give it to you, the physical object, the physical money of $10 will be gone from my possession. It will be transferred to you. You will be the new owner of that money. There's no doubt about that. And the way that that is made possible is because of the law of the physics in the real world, that no object can occupy the same space at the same time. It was in my pocket a while ago, and now it is in your pocket. Okay? Because that is the real world, and that is just how the real world works. Because that is the law of physics. I gave something to you, and it's gone from my possession, and it's now in your possession. In the online world, in the digital world of the internet, that is not an easy thing to do. I may give you a MP3 file. You will have the MP3 file, but the same MP3 file will still be in my hard drive. It is not gone. Meaning the MP3 file could be given to hundreds of other people in the internet. It will not be gone in my hard drive. We have multiple copies of this. So that's where the problem is. How can money work when in these conditions? Obviously, in order for money to work on the internet, it has to be, we need to have a shared reality that behaves the same in the physical world. That if I gave something, then it's gone from my possession, it's transferred to you. And we need to have this same reality. We need to be looking into a same reality in order for no chaos to happen. If I look up, I see the blue sky. If you look up, you will see blue sky. Okay? That is shared reality in the real world. Otherwise, if you're in Mars, then you will be seeing rings of Mars. Okay? You are in a different reality. In the real world, we have the same reality. Look up, see the blue sky. Look down, you see the ground where your feet. We all agree on this, right? This is shared reality. This keeps us in order. How do we have the same reality in the online world? In money. That shared reality, my friends, is called the blockchain. It is I will explain here that shared reality is a text file, although it is not, but that is the analogy. These 6 files here, B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, is a shared reality. Let us see what is the content of B0. B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. And if another person transfers the money a few minutes from now, see B6, that reality still does not exist, it will be written to the blockchain. John gave to so there is a new reality that is happening at the very moment, and it is saved into the blockchain, into the B6 file. Okay, so we now have these blocks. They form a connection, a sequence. Every person in the world can see all these files, and every person in the world agrees on this, the contents of these files. But the way that the people in the world see these files is not in a centralized manner. This file is not stored in Google Drive. No, it is not stored centrally. Instead, it is shared in a decentralized way. There is a copy of this very same file in Russia. There is a copy of the same file in Germany, US, in the Philippines, in Africa. We have the same copy, and this copy is the same. Okay? We have the copy and they are the same. After all, this is shared reality. We all agree on this copy. And that is how blockchain records everything, the reality. There is minor protection to protect the reality in a mathematical way through a hash called the checksum. The first reality, which is this one, B0, there is no reality before this because this is the very first. And in the Bitcoin world, that would be in 2009, where the very first person gave money to another. This is the very first, so there's nothing before it, so let's mark this as 0. This is called the genesis, or the very beginning. Then the second reality, which is B1, like I said, they form a chain in this order. We need to append to B1 the checksum of the block before it, that is B0. The checksum of B0 is this number that is the checksum, MD5 sum. It is not technically MD5 sum, it's SHA-256 sum, but they have the same concept. A checksum is a number that represents any digital file in the internet. There is a checksum of a video file, there is a checksum of an image, a JPEG, a checksum of an Excel file. So a checksum describes a file. If the file is changed, even in a
period or a space or a dot, even if a bit flips in the file. Slightest change in the file will modify the checksum. So checksum ensures that the file is not modified. If the checksum is the same, then the file is the same. If the file is modified, then the checksum is modified. So there are correspondence. So the checksum of B0 is this one. We will append this checksum into the next transaction. There. And so on. For the B1, we will append this to B2. And for B2, we will append this to B3. Alright, let's clear screen. Let us check our blockchain. Okay, I missed to put the checksum in B5. Okay, let me correct that. Okay, it's, I put it in the wrong spelling. There. Let me clear the screen again and retype that. Okay. Cut. Let us just put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There. So this is shared reality, and the checksum forms a protection, so that a minor protection, but not the hash does not give us a foolproof protection, but some level of protection, in such a way that if and this copy is propagated to all other copies out there in a decentralized manner. After a few minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, everybody will have the same copy. So we have to wait. You have to wait for the blockchain to synchronize. There is a waiting time there. This is not instantaneous. After a few minutes, everybody will see the same content. Say, if you have your own copy, you want to modify something in their blockchain. Let us say that in B2, this is the B2 is an old record, because right now we are in B5, and I think there's B6. Let me see, B6. Yep, there's B6, but yeah, B7 is not yet there. So the latest block is B6, wherein John gives to Mary. Everybody agrees on that because this is what is in the record. It is in your copy. It is in other it is in other people's copy. We all agree on this. Okay. So you will modify the old one, B2. Jennifer gave 7 to John. So you will modify this. Because you want to change, you want to cheat. You'll say 7,000. B2. Because and we will recompute the checksum of B2. Okay, that is the checksum of B2, this one. But know that the checksum of B2 is recorded in B3. See, if we check the content of B3, see, according to B3, B2 has this checksum. And you modified B2, the chain no longer validates. When we recompute B0 up to B6, the chain will break here. They will not connect because by altering B2, you modify the checksum, and the checksum of B2 is in B3. So in order for the cheating to work, you will also modify B3. So okay, B2. You will modify B3. Okay. There. But then the checksum of B3 is also in B4. See? And if we check the B4, they do not match. So you will then modify B4. No problem. No problem. You can continue modifying. After all, that is your own copy of the blockchain from B1 to B6, or from B0. You can modify this. You can create a checksum that will match and modify your chain, and it will validate. You will have a valid chain. You will have a true validating copy of your own chain, your own reality. You will have a consistent copy, wherein the cheating and the modification that you did in B2 will be consistent throughout. It will look consistent, it will look smooth, it will look nice. You modify $70 to 7,000, and you modify succeeding chains in order to be consistent. You self-rationalize it. It's like looking up the sky and you see an angel flying there, a fish floating in the sky. You are on drugs, my friend. You have your own reality. You only have this copy in your own hard drive. You only have this chain, but other people still have the original copy. When they look up in the sky, in the shared reality, they are not seeing what you are seeing. Sure, you can convince a few people to have your copy. You can give this copy to other people in the chain, in the network. 5 of you may have this chain, wherein you modify an old record and successfully modify a chain to be consistent. But as this is a shared reality of 100,000 people out there, can you make them a copy? Do you have the power to propagate this copy to all of them? You cannot. You can only give this to 10 people, but you cannot give this to millions or hundred thousands of people out there. You could not convince them of this new reality that is only your own reality, that you modify it. And this is how blockchain protects the shared reality. It protects the shared reality to be immutable through the checksum, which is not 100% protection, because you can make it consistent. You can make some adjustment and modify, and it will still be valid in one copy. Okay. The second way of protecting the reality is through the consensus of the majority.
the democratic process of the majority, because other people have a decentralized copy of this. So the checksum and the decentralized copies out there, these two protects reality in the blockchain. It is not the checksum. It is not computing power, as you say, that you see around in the YouTube, electricity and maximum computing power. No, stupid idiots. That is not how it is protected. That is one protection, yes, that is one, but that's not the way that it is guaranteed to be protected. The protection of the blockchain is to a majority decision. Okay? And I hope this gives you an explanation of how the blockchain works, how records are stored here, and how they are shared, and how we agree on the common shared reality, and how one person alone could not change this. It may not be like this one, B2, B1, B3, B4 as a text file, but this is how they work, through checksum and through shared copies, a decentralized way. So this is Paul for now. I'm your mobile teacher, and signing off. Happy coding.